This here is the Buzz drone bike. It's a moto-styled e-bike designed for those that like to cruise around, have fun, and don't need to pedal much. Riding this bike all over California, Nevada, and Utah for the last few months and wanted to give my honest review. I have to say this bike is a lot of fun to ride with its small oversized tires, big seat, the nice handlebars, and the front shock. The bike has a lot of features built in through its LCD display up in the front and the built-in motor in the rear hub of the bike tire. Taking a look closer at the front here, you've got your gearing that works like traditional gearing to shift up and down while you're using the assist, which is nice if you want to pedal a little more or a little less, or just give yourself a little bit of an exercise while you're cruising around. Taking a close look at the LCD panel here, you can see the 0 through 5. That's just your assist level, and that can be adjusted through the thumb pad here on the left. You can also adjust what's visible on the screen, changing from miles per hour, looking at the watts, the time that you've been riding. It'll also display the battery up in the top corner, how fast you're currently going, and then just being able to adjust those speeds up and down with how much it's assisting you. There is a top speed of 20 miles per hour, and it's pretty hard to get up to 20 unless you're helping pedal, but you've also got this thumb assist that basically takes away the pedaling and you can ride it more like a scooter. You do have to pedal first to engage that, but once you get moving, and you can use that thumb to cruise on the bike and just let that 500-watt motor do the work for you. You can see it's got a beautiful red color to it and that moto style seat. Down here in the bottom, it has some gears in the back that I showed you could change the gearing on the handlebars, but most of the time I found myself just using the electric assist. Now the brakes that are included on the bike are a mechanical disc brake, so you still have to squeeze quite hard if you're going downhill to be able to get the bike to slow down. The bike weighs about 65 pounds, so with your weight and the weight of the bike, it does take a little bit to get it stopped. The battery stored here in the main frame compartment, charges from this little plug here, just in a normal outlet. You can remove the battery for charging as well. The seat is comfortable. It looks like you could hold 2 people, but there are no foot pegs on the back, so it is just a single person rider. But having that bench style seat just makes it a lot more fun to cruise around on. The step-through frame's also nice to get on and off. It's got this bag here underneath for some small storage. I'd throw a bike lock in there and be able to cruise around with it, which was nice to have. The pedals and cranks and chain are all protected there. And all of that is driven by this hub motor in the rear wheel you can see. Driven by the 48 volt. It's a 10.4 amp hour 500 watt battery that powers this, and you can cruise for up to 40 miles depending on what the hills are and how much you weigh. It took me a whole day of cruising around on it before I felt like I was getting to a point where I was concerned and needed to get back to charge the battery. It's also great having this headlight up on the front, being able to cruise around in the dark. It actually puts off quite a bit of light, and there's also a rear tail light on the back, and for other safety features, the bike does have a bell up on the handlebars. So I cruised around on this bike a lot, put a lot of miles on it. One thing you can notice here is it is kind of a cramped positioning for someone that's taller, and that seat isn't adjustable up and down, so you're always going to be kind of in that cramped position, or if you're a smaller person, it may not be as noticeable, but it can be a little hard to pedal. But that's nice to have that thumb trigger to be able to just use it more like a moped, and you don't have to pedal. It just propels you forward. This bike can be a lot of fun for kids as well as adults just cruising around. I've taken it off-road in the dirt as well with those big soft tires. It gets well traction as well as just cruising around on parkways. We have a full review of this bike on our website. I'll leave links to that below. If you like videos on outdoor gear, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you found this helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up.